Hello, it's Melissa here, and I'm back with another layout that I made with my December Clique kit, which is called Girl Cave, and that's it there. It's featuring Pink Paisley's Memorandum collection, and there are some other bits and pieces from Pebbles, Jen Hadfield, and Predator Studio. So for this one, I was really inspired by the paper, and this paper in particular has all of the strips of different papers that you get in the collection on it. And so what I decided to do was deconstruct it and then reconstruct it back in the same position, but with my sewing machine. So it was a bit of a painstaking process, but it's worth it. So I just cut out the strips and then I adhered them with double-sided tape to this piece of paper or cardboard that came with the acetate sheet that you get in the kit. And I don't like anything to go to waste, and I thought that it was perfect to glue them on or adhere them down, and I did each row at a time, and then I'd take it over to my sewing machine and stitch it down. So this backing piece of cardboard is heavier than cardstock, and I wanted to make a pocket, so I thought it would be perfect for that use, and it didn't mean that I had to go and find anything else. So here is the first row done, and I'm just showing you the stitching there. It's a bit blurry, sorry, it hasn't really captured it very well. And that's the finished piece with all the stitching, and you can see the back. So I've been having a battle with my sewing machine lately. It hasn't been performing too well for me, but I was really pleased that it managed to behave itself. So the next step was to adhere this big pocket, and I've cut off the excess cardboard and I've trimmed it so that you can't see the cardboard underneath, and all I did was put double-sided tape on both edges, and then I took it to my sewing machine and stitched it down. And because the top is warped from that yellow watercolour, I just used the other piece of the cardboard from the backing of the acetate just to secure it down and stretch it out. Not really stretch it out, but just press it down so that it wasn't warped anymore. And the yellow watercolour in the background is just from, I had made the first layout for the challenge over at Clique Kits, and I had used this piece of white cardstock just to catch the drips, and I wanted to have that, to have several stripes just dripping down. And so here I'm scrapping about getting into the Clique Kits design team, and so it's really the Create glittery word. It's from Jen Hadfield of Pebbles, and when I saw it, it just really made me want to do a scrapbooking page, and I thought what better place to start with a scrapbooking page than reporting that I made it into the design team. I have scrapped about getting into a design team before. I included it in my project life in 2012, the first design team that I got into. So I thought, because I spend so much time scrapping the kids, as you're probably aware, and I thought I really need to scrapbook this memory for me, because when I look back, I want to be able to remember how I felt. And so what I folded up was it's the email that I got saying that I made it into the team, and those of you in Scrappy World will know that we call that Happy Mail. It's the most awesomest, screen-worthy, joyful piece of happy mail to receive when you find out that you made it into a team. So I wanted to keep that, and I also printed off my photo and also the announcement photo of the other lovely ladies on the team with me. So now I'm just playing around and deciding how I want things. So the only thing that I pre-planned was the pocket and having the word Create on there. And so I knew that I wanted the two photos and I guess the piece of ephemera, but otherwise I just grabbed the acetate that says love, and here I'd cut one of the labels off that label paper, which I love, by the way, and I stuck the word dream down from the Bella Boulevard sticker sheet, and I sewed through those stickers just to ensure that they're adhered forever, and I just wrote your. So the title will be Create Your Dream, and the reason I'm calling it that is because it's really a play off scrapbooking as creating. My dream was to get into an amazing kit club like Clique Kits. And so the way I did that was to be creative. And so I guess that's why I'm calling it Create Your Dream, and I'm putting the year on there so I always remember that this is the year that I made it in. So pretty excited about that. Now I had to add some Tombow Mono Multi, just a liquid adhesive, onto the back of those pop dots, just because I've got so much texture going on there with the stitching on those bits of paper. And what I didn't tell you was that I lifted with my fingernail each of those strips as I'd hear them back down. So it's a lot different, it's more textured and a lot different to what the original flat piece of paper looked like. So now I played around for a while trying to work out how to adhere these photos, and I decided to tuck the photo in and have it backed on a piece of paper. So I've just selected a kind of generic, not overpowering piece of paper there, and I've rounded the corners, and there's a lot of fussing will go on, and I've cut most of it out. And so when it came to how to adhere the other photo, because I didn't want to have them floating above the pocket, I wanted to have some kind of cohesion as if they were tucked in, but at the same time I wanted them to be seen. So the only thing really that you won't see is the email, which I guess if people are looking at my album they can take it out and read it, but really it's kind of personal to me, so hence I've folded it and tucked it in, and you can only see the top bit there. And now I'm just working out how much to cut off the second piece of paper so that I can adhere my photo to it. And doing the old fingernail trick because I can't be bothered measuring anything. So what I didn't explain was that I had cut a strip of paper to go across the top because it needed something to, I guess, it's like the opposite of providing an anchor. It needed like a ceiling, I guess, to contain it. So that's why I did that, and I liked using that piece with all the colours on it. And here's where the fussing starts, and it takes a while. I didn't want to cover the acetate piece, and here I'm realising that I need to trim a bit more off that paper, so I've done that, and then I'll round the corner again. So at this point I'm adhering this photo down. Sometimes you can spend a long time deciding, is this right, am I happy with it? But ultimately, when you're like me and you have limited time, you just really want to get your photo down and get elements adhered. So I put double-sided tape in, and then I also added some staples because I printed these photos at home. I've got a new printer and I'm really happy with how it's working. And so the photo paper does tend to lift on the edges. So I'm happy with that placement now. So I'm just putting some double-sided tape in to ensure that it stays in the right position. So I'm not intending either of these photos to be lifted out. It's only that email that will be lifted out. So now I'm working on the placement of the second photo. And I think, yeah, this one is actually stuck onto one of the file folder packs. They're an add-on in the shop, in the Clique Kit store, and so are the big glittery words. So do check them out and use my code Melissa10 to get 10% off. Here I'm using one of the Pretty Little Studio tags, and I'd used the other half of it with the actual tag top on another layout, and so I don't like anything to go to waste, and I like how it looks just tucked at the top there, so I've put it in. I don't add much embellishment to this page. I don't add any splatters. I don't add any of the sequins that came in the kit. I really think that what I did to create the pocket is really embellishment in itself. And also with the glittery word, I just really think that anything else would be too much. So here I'm taking one of the exclusive cards, and I love that we get these in our kits, and I love that they're single-sided. So this one is a clipboard, and it says best year ever, and I thought it was perfect for my journaling about making the team. So I'm going to add that now, and because it's quite personal as well, and I just think that if anyone really, really wants to read it, they will get it out. So I've used one of the washi little tape triangles, and it says this, and it's pointing to the title of the email. And then I'm adding this little strip of washi that says Dream Big, which I thought was perfect. I've added some twine onto the top of that journaling card, and I punched a hole where the hole is on the little clipboard. I'm just adding a bit of more dimension with some pop dots. I've been loving doing that lately. And now I'm tucking in my little journaling card. And I want to have it so that you can see some of the journaling, so it leads the person who's looking at my album to lift it out if they want to. And I've adhered it with the little pink paisley clip. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this layout. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you, and thank you for all who have been commenting on my videos. I will endeavour to get back to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and have a blessed Friday.